This is an Olds Community TV Special Report, a conversation with Ron Richardson, who's seeking nomination for the Alberta PC party candidate in the Olds-Didsbury-Three Hills constituency.
Well, I grew up on a farm in the Eagle Hill area, and I was born in 1958, so I'm 56 years old. I've lived out there all my life, and I had a dream as a young person to just farm, just stay at home and be a farmer like my neighbors. That was really the biggest thing to me. I had a dad who didn't have very good health, and I learned from a really young age to work and run every farm machine that was, and you know, I was involved with all the things that a farm kid does, and so I had lots of experience that way by the time I was 15 years old. My dream was to just farm there and be like my neighbors in the community. And I guess things happen in your life that change the course of events. In 1990, we didn't get any of our crops seeded, so through a bunch of circumstances, I ended up coming over to Olds here to work for my uncle, Jack Richardson. And he was in the oil field and mostly road construction business. And I started to work for them. I ended up working for them for 5 years, and that really opened up to me a whole new group of people. And I guess it was a few years at that job, I realized one day one thing that I really liked about working over near Olds here and in these other businesses was the people that I met. And so I guess my life started to take a different course, and it developed really around the people that I met, and through that I started to go work for the transfeeder hay plant, because where we farmed out home there, we grew lots of hay. And the export market to Japan was just developing in 1993. And so I ended up taking a job with Transfeeder. We grew lots of hay ourselves, and I also helped manage some of their custom haying jobs down in Gleason and around the Olds area. So by the time we were done, we were probably haying about 1,200 or 1,500 acres a year, and we changed the method in which they did it. We were one of the first ones to convert to the large square bales, and I don't know, I've always been sort of innovative that way. I guess it came from all the ways I had to learn to survive farming when we were kids. So that sort of tells how I got over to the Olds area, I guess. And in some of those acquaintances then, I became interested in the political scene, because Preston Manning was trying to lead the reform movement into the Canadian Alliance. And I thought that was a good idea, to make a broader party that would reach all across Canada, because I felt reform had some really good ideas. And so we went to a meeting down in Crossfield, and the movement at that time was to stop this movement together with other conservatives. And I spoke up and said I thought that they were making a mistake. They needed to go with Preston Manning and work together so that they could form a federal party that would govern all across Canada. So that was how I sort of got into politics. Now I did run against Myron Thompson, just because I felt there needed to be a voice that said there's another way of looking at things. And so I wasn't successful in that, and I kind of knew I wouldn't be, but I just felt that there needed to be a voice. So after that was over, a couple years later, some neighbors came and said that I should run for the county councillor position. And I thought that over, and I ended up putting my name in, and I did win that election. And that gave me a real good taste of political life. I found it very interesting. I guess I grew an appreciation for sort of the laws of the land and how they govern us, and how people can come forth and say what they think. And it's all a very important part of making our our province and our community stronger. So that's sort of where I come from. So I have a wife of 27 years, Heidi. I met her. She comes from Edmonton, and we've been fortunate to have 3 beautiful girls that just been a joy to us, and they've grown up in this community and benefited from so much in this community. So that's sort of my background to where I come from. The development of rural Alberta is very important. Our kids grew up here, they went to school here, they played sports here, and as a rural riding, it's not just the rural farm area, it's the small towns and in the area that are so important. And as a champion of rural Alberta, I feel I have a strong background in the needs of the community and how they need the support of the provincial government in funding, in just their ability to work alongside the people in the community. So I feel this is a good example, the CLC area, of how governments came together and they responded to the local initiative that was in the community. And I just want to be a champion for that. So that's one of the aspects of my reasons to be involved as a MLA. Places like this are an important part of the rural agriculture scene in our riding. I think as an MLA that we need to have a strong voice for agriculture. I think with the downturn in the oil industry at this time, I think it's a great opportunity for young people to take a look again at becoming involved in agriculture, and I would be a strong supporter of that movement. A place like this has been an important part of my survival, where we sell our cattle, and I just feel that an MLA with rural roots can understand the issues. I've been through the ups and downs of agriculture, and I would have a strong voice to support rural initiatives and in education and helping these young people develop their interest for the cattle business, for the grain business, and all the things that are related to it. So that's an important part of my platform. We're standing right on a provincial highway right now, and I have been a county councillor, and roads and bridges, all those kinds of things are very important to our livelihoods, and I just feel that it's very necessary that those relationships are kept strong, and that the provincial government really understands the pressures that are on municipal governments to keep up to the roads and all of the infrastructure that's so important. So I do know how roads are built. I've built roads. I understand that they need to be done right, and you can't go cheap when you're building infrastructure properly. It has to be done right, and I've had quite a bit of experience in that, and I've also been on a council that struggled when funding from the province was cut back in the Ralph Klein days, and I know we got our debt paid off, but it kind of made it tough on municipalities to keep up. So I think that with forward thinking and good planning, we can develop a better long-term plan for the infrastructure. I know that when I was on county council, we had money set aside in a fund that would cover some of those major infrastructure costs, and it wasn't complicated. It was just that they took the time to figure out what our needs are going to be in the future, and they planned it out. And I think that's one of the things that I hear that Jim Prentice is working on, is a 5-year business plan for the province. So I support that kind of thinking, and I've seen it work in action. And I know people in our community who understand that, and they can help me as I speak with people in the province about how we need to go about those things. So that's an important part of my platform. Well, you know, last night I was at a hockey game in this facility here, and what really stood out to me, it wasn't even the quality of the hockey game per se, but it was the people in the stands. And there was grandparents there, there was neighbors there, and I thought to myself, how important facilities like this are in a rural community, in the small towns, and it's where our kids grow up and they develop. And I think it's very important that the provincial government just has an ear to that, and we do our part in maybe helping fund some of these things. And I just feel that so much is built around community centers like this, and I would want to be a strong advocate for continued growth in these areas, and so that our communities can continue to develop. We're at another important event in our community. It's with seniors, and this is my mother-in-law, Alma Phillips, and I was just going to ask her why she thinks the provincial involvement, how it affects the seniors in their lives.
Well, first of all, I need to say that seniors are the background and the foundation of this whole country.
Exactly.
And especially this province.
Yes.
Seniors are the foundation. And there are very many active seniors. They're really active in the community. They do a lot of volunteer work. And not all of the younger generation is coming forward to do volunteer work. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen to the volunteers when the seniors are all gone? They're very involved. Seniors helping seniors taking care of their spouses, seniors taking care of, all kinds of things. So seniors are very important.
Do you see there's talk that the provincial government needs to make it easier for care in people's homes as they get older?
Yeah, absolutely.
See that as an important issue that we need to bring to the province's attention?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know that's one of the things that I've heard, that money can be saved, and also it can make it easier for people to deal with the later days. And so.
Especially if spouses are caring for their spouses who are sick or disabled.
Right.
Those spouses need a lot more help than they're getting. So that's a good plan.
Okay, well, thank you very much for...
You're very welcome.
I think it would clear the air, and it would give a chance for conservative-minded people to come together. I think there's an opportunity to join with Jim Prentice and move the province ahead for the next 4 years. I do feel that the party that governs needs to be strong, and it gives them the ability to implement some of the long-term planning that they want to implement. And I think that long-term planning is a very important part of moving the province ahead. I think in the past few years there's been a lot of reactionary decision-making that was just done sort of ad hoc. But I think with stability in the government, they can put their resources towards a longer term plan, and that's what's so necessary in our governments at this time. So I think it would be a positive thing, and I guess I'm just one of those people that has a positive look about our view of our province, and there's so many good people that we can call upon for advice and for their ideas, and I just feel that we need a strong government to do that. So I guess that's where I stand.
This is an Olds Community TV Special Report. Olds Community TV, your go-to channel for news and information in Olds, Alberta.